So this morning is the first morning that I'm riding with a slightly new bike. I was talking earlier on this ride about an upgrade that I made to this bike that was in fact changing out the front fork on the bike with a carbon fiber fork. The reason I did it was to make the bike somewhat lighter, which I feel as though it is, to make the bike a little more comfortable to ride, which I feel as though it is, and I think it is contributing to how much quicker I'm able to ride the bike. I use the Strava app, and I use it exclusively for keeping track of how I progress in terms of my speed, average speed, certainly how many miles I ride. And the thing that I've been noticing is I've been progressively getting a little faster on the bike, average speed that is, and I honestly feel the front forks are giving me a little bit of a boost here this morning. But whenever I'm riding and recording videos, obviously I'm talking during the course of recording the videos, so that kind of distracts me, if you will, from my actual riding. So my performances, they get a little impacted by the fact that I'm running along the road talking and not controlling my breathing as much. So in terms of my Strava performance today, and whether or not the addition of my carbon fiber fork is going to make me any faster than the last time I was out, I don't think it's going to be a fair test of that. So I am noticing that the bike, it does have a different level of performance to it. It feels different. The bike does feel lighter. I guess that could be a placebo effect. But the bike definitely tracks differently. And I kind of mentioned earlier that one of the reasons that I thought about going with a carbon fiber fork on this bike was that the guy that is from New York, who had the same bike I did, sold it or got rid of it and bought an aluminum bike with a carbon fiber fork. And he seemed genuinely impressed with how much different the bike was than what he had before. I have to agree. I don't want to be premature about my assessment on this either, but it does definitely feel better. It's a beautiful day to ride this morning. It's kind of my first speed test on this new set of forks. Gee, it really seems like it tracks more straightly, if that's a good way of explaining it. In terms of the way the fork is handling bumps, there's a little road repair. Well, I just went over back there. That is quite noticeable, especially on this very smooth road. And I've been over that bump many times before, and I know enough to actually stop pedaling as I approach it, and then just kind of take the bump as carefully as possible. So with this fork on here now, boy, I felt myself just going right over that bump. No problem. I felt it in my back tire. Certainly did not feel it so much in the front. Whew. So we're talking a little bit, at least I'm talking a little bit about my impressions of this latest upgrade that I made, changing out my carbon fiber, changing out my forks to a carbon fiber. Watch out, squirrel. Wow, it's definitely an improvement. Like I said, I didn't want to jump too quickly into an assessment and kind of riding a little bit of a high of a placebo effect. I want to kind of give this time to sink in. But when I changed the fork yesterday and took it for a 5-mile ride, I swear the bike felt lighter. It felt like I could climb a little more easily. So I'm gonna confirm that. I think that all those are true.